Hey, what is up, guys? This is Tone here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about something I did, which I've been thinking about doing for a long time, and that is I've finally caved and I've bought my first NFTs. All right, so I've made NFTs in the past. I put two on the blockchain. I'm still super new to it, so I don't know like all the correct lingo and all that, but I put two on the blockchain and I minted one, and it's still up for sale here. But you'll notice that this account hasn't created any, and my other account hasn't made any. And that's because I now have, I think, three or four OpenSea accounts, which is very confusing to me, and I think it would be to anyone like looking to buy my art. So I have AT1, AT2NE, and AT3NE, and I might have one more that it's just like a bunch of random like digits and stuff, no actual name, just like the address. But I'm going to talk to you today about the NFTs that I own and why I bought them. So Mystics Universe is the first one. I just have them all favorited on my account. So this one's owned by AT2NE. Um, so that's my other one. And pretty much, so I bought this for 0.109, I think. So it's actually, this is kind of funny. So it's gone down in price in Ethereum, but because Ethereum's so high right now, it's actually gone up in USD price since I bought it. So I bought it like 2 days ago, I think. I guess we should be able to see that. Yeah, okay. So this is my other account, I guess. Um, so I bought it for 109 Ethereum. Right now, the highest offer is 1004. So that's down a bit. But then if we go to the Mystics Universe here, the project, so the floor is actually 0.11. So to get in here, you actually need more than the lowest offer is. So I'm not too concerned about the price right now. But the reason I bought into this project is because, let me see if I can go to their website real quick. So I think this is a really nice project. I love the art style, and it's similar to the Invisible Friends project, I think is what it's called. Um, and it's inspired by that person as well. And I think they took the course that that person made when they made this course or made this project. So you can tell it's very similar to that project. But what I like about this is they're making this thing called the Pier, which is going to be a community thing, I guess, where you can participate with the three different projects that they have. So this is the first of three different parts of the Pier, and I think this is really interesting, and I'm excited to see what else comes from this. But what I did want to see is they had something about. I'm trying to find the right thing here. So this is their page right here. But pretty much, um, they have. They also have something interesting. So one, I just bought it kind of because I like the art. All right, that's why. And the mint price was really low. So well, I considered it low. So for me to buy it, it was like 150, I think, like 140, something like that, 130, 140. Um, but pretty much, I like the art. I think it's a cool project. This is an example. These are some examples of what the NFT will look like once it's revealed. And it could be a good investment, but also at the same time, they were talking about they had some plans of being able to submit designs. Um, I think it's in here somewhere. But pretty much, okay. Mystics holders will receive exclusive benefits. Um, So they're providing funding, advisory, and connections for free to select builders and creators within the Mystics community, aiding magicians to create Web3 magic of their own. And then also, you will receive weekly creative design tasks related to current projects in development. If a community member's concept is added into collection, they are added into a split pool to receive 3 to 5% minimum of that project's total mint revenue. So I think that is super cool. So pretty much that means by owning this Mystic, I'll be given design prompts, and if I fulfill those prompts and they choose it, I'll actually be able to have the opportunity to be a part of the next projects, which would be the skate crew and the arcade. And then I would actually get a profit from that. So that's just that is such a cool idea for me, being a creative, being an artist, being designer. I think that's awesome, and that's one of the reasons that drew me in, other than just the art too. So yeah, that is Mystics, and I'm super excited. I bought this. One of the reasons I got it is because I've never owned an NFT. First of all, I've never owned an NFT, but two, I've never gotten an NFT before it was revealed. So this is a super fun thing for me, where I'm like, man, I bought this. I'm waiting. These are all the NFTs. We're all waiting here till the 30th when the art is revealed, and then we'll actually get to see like what the rarity is of the art that we bought is, and then also we'll get to see like if we actually like it or not. So that's super interesting to me, because what if I get something that's really rare but I don't like it? So then I could sell it, buy one that I do like, or just sell it and move on. Or if I do really like the art I got, it's like, damn, now I have something sick to put on my profile. And then if no one wants to buy it anyways, I mean, I doubt I would be able to, like, there's no way it's going less. I don't want to say that, but I mean, the chances of this going to where I would get no money back, like no one's gonna buy it, are so low in my mind. Just because the art's really good. Usually, really good looking NFTs with a future plan like this, it doesn't seem like there's a chance that it goes to zero. So that's why I bought that one. And then let's go back here. Um, so let's go to here. All right, so then these are the three NFTs I own. The other project is a project called Wiiides. So it's a CryptoPunk derivative, and pretty much every time it's bought or sold, it gets wider. So then what you can see here is width. So if I go to width and I go to like the super wide ones, you'll see that these kind of take up a life of their own in a whole new, so it's a whole new art piece with every purchase. So here we get to things, let me find a good example. So stuff like this. This is no longer a person. It doesn't look like a person at all. And then there's been on the website, so I'm trying to keep my thoughts straight here, but it's a little tough. So if I go to their website, and I love their website too, they have a meme culture for sure. And I've talked with Sterling, the developer, um, and they're comparing and have been compared to Rothko's, which I saw instantly. And before talking to him, I actually didn't know this. So I was in his DMs. I was like, hey, the wide ones remind me of Rothko, like this one, for example. Um, and if you don't know who Rothko is, real quick, he's an artist. I'd love to own one of his works one day. I actually have a picture. I've seen one of his in person. I stood next to it and I took a picture. I think it was like Rothko 117 or something like that. 17. Let me see if I'm right. I don't think so. It was a really orange and blue one, but it wasn't any of these. But he's a like world-known artist who's made some really compelling works that, I mean, it's very simple, but there's tons of people who are just driven to tears, or they see something in it that reminds them of something in their childhood, or something like that. And he's really an innovator in this area. So um, I think this is a cool drawback to where in art history we have these things, CryptoPunks. This is something that couldn't happen before. You couldn't buy an art piece and it would change. Or if you did, it was like a sculpture or something like that. So this is something that's really interesting to me, and it's super slept on. So the other reason I bought this is it's so dang cheap. So this is a lot more now. Like this one's quite a bit. But for example, if I go to just load a high. Let me see. Lowest token price. So if I go to lowest token price, this one right here. So if I wanted to get on this project, $17. I mean, I just paid 45 to fill up my gas tank. That is insane. So I can get, I can get like two of these, three of these maybe, two, for the price to fill up my gas tank. That's insane to me. So, and these actually cost even less when I bought them. Um, so the two that I bought this one and this one. So they're all punkies, right? But I wanted two. I loved how this one looks with the red hair and the green eyes. I think it'll look really cool, like the wider it gets. And then this one, I just love the aesthetic here. Reminds me of like the Playboy Cardi vibe he has going on. I'm just like I don't know, I like the punk stuff. It's a fun aesthetic. But, so this one is barely stretched at all. That's one of the reasons I bought it. It's super not stretched. If we look at the history here, it was minted, transfer. So it also gets wider on transfer too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So five transfers, 5 sales, 5 total interactions. All right. So then here, if we look at this one's super wide, way wider than the other one. So if we go down here, minted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 when it goes to meet. So that's 10. So this is twice as wide as the other one, as the one I have here. So part of the collection that I find really interesting is that with the Whiteies, and this is something I didn't really realize until I started looking at buying one, it really depends on the person. If you want to look for one with rare traits that's extra wide or rare traits that's not wide at all. So that is something that I found super interesting, because if I want the Rothko look and I want the rare traits, if I want to hold this thing for a long time, I'm not going to want to buy one that's squeezed. Because if I want it to look like Rothko's work, I want to buy it after 10, 15 trades, because then it will be a full square like this. So that's why some of these that you see up here, this is what confused me. Because a lot of these look like, oh, okay, it's barely stretched. But like this, for example, let's just click on this for interest here. So it's at $13,000. He's listed this at 13. The last sale was for 0.05. So he paid about the same that I did, if I'm right. Or I think I'm wrong, actually. But if I go here, 19% have this, 8% have this, 5% have this, 4% have this. So it's kind of rare. But it's very wide, right? This sounds so stupid now that I'm saying it. But like, say this one, for example, this looks barely moved at all. So let's see. 1, 2, just 2. No, okay. 3. It's kind of confusing here. But this one has 3, so this is less than mine that looks stretched. Looks not stretched at all, pretty much. Like a little bit stretched. So this one, I mean, it's just so interesting to me. Because if I want that look, because I honestly didn't know. I didn't know if I wanted one that was early or late. So when I was looking to buy one, I was like, what the hell do I want one that's rare and stretched? Or I mean, I don't care too much about the rareness for me. I was looking at this one too, but that's just too much. Because I really like the blue and the red. It's just like the green and the red one, but I didn't want to settle on that much. I wanted to see, was this a lot less? No. There's one similar to this one that has the same makeup, and it's way less. But I was just so intrigued because, like every other NFT collection, you pretty much go off of rarity, and if you like it, that's what people buy it off of. Because rarity means you can sell it for more, and if you like it, means you'll rep it, like you actually like the art. But with this one, I looked at rarity, and I looked at if I like the art, and I still had to consider 2 more things, or 1 more thing, I guess, and that's how wide it was. So that to me was just a huge game changer, because I hadn't seen something like this. And also the fact that it keeps changing, that is so cool. It makes me want to look into a project in the future where, like, I don't know if this already exists or not, probably, but one where, like, every time it's sold or purchased, the hue of the background changes like 10%, like plus 10%. So that means after 5 sales, the color would be almost totally different than initially bought. So like, it's pretty obvious to you guys, but it's like if I sold this 5 times, it might be like a green background instead of a blue. Which that would make ones that haven't been sold and then ones that have been sold a certain number of times be on the same color. So like if I moved it 10% each time, if I get this right, so if I sold it 18 times, I would be at a 180. Sold 36 times, I'd be at 360. So I think if I'm right how it works, if I sold it 36 times, then I'd be at the same color I was originally at. So that would mean only ones that have been sold once or never been sold. So only ones that have been sold, like purchased first time at mint, and ones that have been sold 36 times have the same color. That is really cool. And then like if you wanted the original color, you'd have to buy it at the 35th. So that just adds so many more interesting factors into this. And then one more factor I was thinking when I looked at buying the ones that hadn't really been stretched yet. So let's go lowest token price real quick. So for example, this one's pretty cool. I like this one quite a bit. I just noticed it. I like how blue it is. So what I'm talking about here is if I were to buy this one with intention of it stretching, then I would think, okay, so this blue is someday going to be entirely blue here. This blue will be entirely blue here. This black will be entirely black here, except for like a little brown and white here. So then I can kind of imagine in my head, what will this look like someday? But then also I'd have to sell it again, and then be back to it for it to actually look like how I want it to. So it's so interesting because you can play out these things in your head where it's like, you don't know what your art's going to eventually look like. I mean, this for example, it's so far stretched, it's almost to the point where it's just blue, black, brown, white, black, blue. It's so interesting. The fact that there's so many layers to this project. I couldn't believe how cheap it was, knowing how many little variables there were when you're looking to buy it and hold it. It's just so interesting to me. Yeah, and then things like the spots trait, this adds to it because now you'll have these different shades of tan. Throw one like this where there's no spots, there's no different shades. But if I had this guy and stretched him out, there's now a brown line here, a tan line here, a brown line here. It's just, there's so many variables. It's so cool to me. I love this project. And yeah, the guy who made it seems really cool too. And hopefully I can talk to him a little bit when I'm making my own project someday. That's kind of my goal with some of this stuff. But so just to look back here, so these are my three NFTs. We'll see how this one turns out in the end, but I'm super excited for it, honestly. And we'll see. Right now I'm just enjoying these two. I'm honestly so happy about having these two because I love how they look. This one I love the bright colors, and this one I love the lack of bright colors. With my work, you'll notice a lot of it focuses on some really bright colors. I was looking for some work to show you, but run up my website real quick. I don't want to make this video too long, but if I go to my artwork here, you'll see a lot of bright colors contrasting with dark color. So like these, for example, these are a big example of that. So having these NFTs with the super bright red, super bright green, and then this tan, like muted tan, black, muted blue, and then to have these ones that are like my other works, where it's like, this is just black and white, but most of my work has color, but I just love it. I love the 3 NFTs that I have so far, and I can't wait to see what the art is on this one. I'm counting the days, man. I'm so excited. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was super interesting, and I just wanted to make a video about it real quick. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good day, and peace out.